Okay, so it's 5:30 on the 13th. I wish I was still asleep, I'll tell you that. I am so tired. Ruthie's over here snoring her head off. Stella's in the bathroom, so I'm sure she's going to be getting up at some point, coming in here whining. So, anyways, I was getting, I of course got woke up. And I was, of course, in dead-ass dream world place or something. And this dream last night, well, I had a bunch. There was like this one. Man, I thought I would remember it. When I woke up, I was so bothered. I was like, what? Oh, yeah, okay. I think I can remember it. It was, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it was weird as fuck, man. Where I was so bothered when I woke up. I felt like this really had all happened and I couldn't understand it. But the only part I remember of it, it was like I was with somebody. It seems like I was with one of my husbands. And it seems like I was with the second one. And we were at this store, this 7-Eleven or something. And there was this group of people, which seemed like too many people to fit in one car. And they were like a family. And there was like a bunch of older women. And then there was this one who was really old. And it seems like we were sitting in our car, like we were going to leave or something. And then this woman came walking out to get in her car, and she dropped her booklets. And I have no idea how I grabbed the booklets. And so I had them in our car. And they were like, I don't know how to explain them. Kind of like a journal. Only it was like keepsakes. So she's carrying these two little booklets that had a bunch of like weird stuff in them. And so anyways, so we're sitting in the car and they're going in the parking lot. They're freaking out looking for these booklets. And somehow I've got the booklets. And so they're freaking out. And then they start accusing us of stealing the booklets. And I'm like, I didn't take your booklets. And for some reason, we wanted to take these booklets and go look and see what they were. And then we were going to give them back. And so, but I really wanted to see what was in these booklets for some reason. And then, so they're freaking out, looking for these booklets. So then they start accusing us of taking the booklets. So then they open our car door and they all start getting in the car. And it was weird how they were all getting in and sitting, because it was like I was in the passenger seat, and I swear to God, it was my ex, and he was sitting in the driver's seat, and they all started getting in. But it was like, it's so weird in dreams how the spatial context and stuff is so strange, because then they're like sitting in there. And so then there's like 5 of them in our car, and they're saying, maybe we should have you guys get out of the car so we can search your car because we think you've got the booklets. And I said, I think you need to get out of our car right now, or I'm going to call the cops, because this is against the law. So you need to get out of the car. And so they got out of the car and they were saying stuff. And so we drove off. So then we go home or go somewhere, and we're looking at the booklets, which I wasn't even really caring about looking, but he's going through them and looking. And it was weird stuff, just a bunch of weird stuff. And so look through all the booklets, and then I'm going to go back to the store. And I think even I told them, well, if we find it, we'll put it in Lost and Found. And they're like, oh, I'm sure you have it and stuff. It was like really heated at this parking lot over these booklets, the accusations, but they were right. And I have no idea why I had these fucking booklets. And so then he looks at the booklets. Then I'm going to go take the booklets back to the store. And so I start. And then I have some friend there who's like helping me. So I'm getting ready to go back. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to go back. And then I'm going to just say I found them in the parking lot, and then take them into Lost and Found because I got to buy something else at the store. So I'll just do it while I'm there. And so I'm getting ready to go. And I guess that's when I woke up, but I wasn't all the way awake because I kept kind of being stuck there. Only I was like playing out this stuff. And I was like, well, what if there's cameras? What if they see me? What if they have somebody up there waiting for me? What if, and I start going through all of these things and it was making me really, really nervous. And then all of a sudden I wake up and I'm like, shit. And I was like, fuck, I couldn't shake it. It was the weirdest thing. I couldn't shake the whole thing. And I kept wondering, why would I take this lady's booklets? What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, what the fuck? And so I was just like really shaken. And I felt so weird. So finally I go back to sleep apparently. And then I was in this other dreams and it was like, this was weird because it was like, am I teaching this or am I being taught this? Because I already know this. And so it was about everything is separate times. Like how, like I've talked about this before, how we try and put life into a linear time period. And we try and figure out how it goes together, but it doesn't all go together. It's all separate windows in a building. It's all separate floors. It's not, they don't go together. The only thing that contains them is the experience of life. And so, but they aren't connected except for the players. Is that we all come in and play into all these different times. So we carry code from different times and stuff. So so I was seeing that and I was well aware of that. That's why I was like, am I teaching this or am I learning this? And and then I was being shown that all these different periods of time all end in disasters and stuff. They all end in a negative kind of a negativity. And then I was like, oh, that's how that just keeps it keeps circling back, like, because people don't break out of those cycles and break free from the energy, so they held into the energy. It's like, even if you get to a different floor in the building, you're still stuck in the building. You haven't got out of the building, in which people would refer to as like the matrix or something. So you're stuck in the matrix because of every time period. When it ends on a really negative kind of tone, which is the resonance of the lower vibration, which keeps us trapped in the lower vibration. And so, anyways, in this ending, there is a pulling apart, though. There is a part that is pulling free in more of a positive sense rather than a negative. And the negative, of course, would be, well, I mean, I think it's clear what the negative would be and what the positive would be. And besides, I talk about it all the time. But anyways, I don't think there has been all these other times because I was being shown this in like such a deep kind of way. And it was like this, I don't know. I would say kind of looked like a wizard or something was showing me. And they had like this long blue robe, this long white hair, this long white beard. So he looked kind of wizardy. But he was like, he was giving me a tour of, I don't know. And I was seeing it and being shown. And it was like, when I saw the part about how all these different endings always end on this negative note, it was kind of like an epiphany, kind of like, oh, yeah, wow, yeah, they do. And so this is a really remarkable time. It is like the Okay. So it's like a soul starting on the first floor of the building and then working their way up. It's like taking the steps. It's doing the work. It's like self-expansion. And so there's been a lot of souls who have been doing that, taking this, going up floor by floor by floor by floor, learning and learning and learning. And so this is like this graduation, kind of this ascension thing, this being able to pull free from the negative in a positive way. Because to fight it is a negative. To let go of it is a positive. And letting go of it is the great unknown. And so there's more to traverse. There's more like to go through when you let go and you enter the great unknown. Then there is other particles that are experienced or learned, or the growth. There's a growth to it. That's an evolution. That's an expansion. And so that is kind of like what's occurring. But like I said, the people who react in the negative and stay in the negative, it's not like they're doing it wrong, but there still is, everything has a time. And it's weird how so many things will be coming into my head when, like, reference. It's like, sometimes it can be like a lot. But so everything has a time, and it is just the time for some people. Like, this is their time. But it doesn't mean that the people is not their time. It is they're doing it wrong or they're broken. It's like a movement of energy. And then there's some energy that is reached a point that they, and I think some of it is like, you know, when you think about like star seeds or light workers or whatever, I think that is beings that have already ascended before. Like they've already gone through it. And then they come back into the situation to help the movement, to create the ripple, change the tide in order to pull more people free from the game, from the dark. So it is bringing like their experience, their perspective, their knowledge into the room, because it gives an expansion to the rest of the room. And so it's helpful for people, for souls that have already gone through pulling free from the negative and then come back into the negative to help others pull free from the negative. And it's like a cycle kind of thing, because then people who pull free, they'll come back and they'll help other people. It's just like this. It's like these two edges, and you have these people on this side and these people on this side, and then these people helping these people cross. And then once these people get across, then they help these people cross. And once these people get across, they help these people cross. And so it's like that. It's like this natural kind of movement. And yeah, that is weird, because we do have like, in the micro and macro, we do have movements that are representative of like conveyor belts. Someone with conveyor belts is kind of like how life is, kind of. So anyways, but I was just seeing that. It was like so, and I was so deep in that. And then Stella started whining and brought me out of it. And I was like, oh my God, I still feel doped out. I still feel like, what? And so many times it's just like, I just want to go back to where I was. I just need to sleep longer. I need to go back. I need to ask more questions. I need to understand more. And, but that's also where I've talked about that I feel like that there's this negative, strong pull, this entity, this energy, this something that just keeps messing with me. And so, and I saw somebody this morning saying about the Schumann resonance. And it's kind of going all over the place. But but probably didn't sleep well, and probably had crazy dreams, probably exhausted, maybe having whatever they call ascension symptoms, which I think could be a whole bunch of different things. And then having whatever. So anyways, our advice was, listen to your body, drink lots of water, eat if you need to eat, like do all the stuff, like to really tap it. And then the grounding thing, which, out here, every step you take, there's those thorn things. It's like, man, but I feel like it's good. But I go out in the daytime, clean up thorns, clean up poop and stuff, and get sun. So I go out, go through that energy. But anyways, the energy is being intense, and it's, I think, going to just keep building in its intensity. And also, this video I saw this morning, I think Amy sent it to me, and it was Donald, and he keeps being in his office signing things and talking and stuff. And who knows, Erica could have been standing in the corner. It's like, she's fucking everywhere now. It's creepy. And there's more stuff coming out on her. Her mom, who she said is her mom, is not her mom. This other lady's her mom, and her mom is on the, like, they're up in it, man. So I don't know what all this. Because you wouldn't think, like, she would just be in there to take down her parents. You'd think, like, I don't know. Like, this is just, it's weird. The whole thing. And maybe it's because she's such a big player, it's going to expose so much. Fuck, I don't know. But anyway, so Donald was being interviewed or something while he was in this meeting or whatever in the Oval Office. It looked like the Oval Office. And so he said, well, can I be honest with you? And the guy probably was like, yeah, please do. And he said, well, the DEMs have all been KILLED. They're all been killed. He said, they're gone. They're not coming back. And then he said it 3 times. And he said that, and then he was talking about the stuff that they put in that was against the people. He said, it's all ending. That's all ending. And he said, Friday, there'll be a list that's coming out over who's gone. And he said, because they're gone. They're not coming back. And he said it 3 times about he said the word KILLED. And so I think he was, I don't think he's joking about that. I don't think he's saying the wrong word. I think that there's a lot of stuff going on that we don't know about. And I think a lot of these people, when they pull some of these people out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, everybody's turning on Schumer or something. But I think, they could have a hologram up there. Those people could still be gone. And I think that has been a steady thing, even though we're not seeing it. But maybe that's like the abrupt flip. And they have to show the corruption behind these people, because there's a whole group of people that are going to lose their fucking mind. I can't believe the videos I see of these people who are anti the TDS stuff. Man, it's crazy. And it's like irrational. And they're paranoid. And they believe, I don't even know, is it just their news is telling them all this wacky stuff? Are they just coming up with it themselves? I don't know. But yeah, they're going to lose their minds. And I don't know whether we're going to go into some kind of weird, crazy. I saw some guy And he was like in, I don't know, Chicago or something. I'm not sure where he was. Seemed like it was somewhere in the city. And he was going to a protest. And I don't even know who the fuck they were protesting. Icy, Donald, I don't fucking know. And it was crazy. It sounded like explosions and stuff. He was like, fuck, man, this is already crazy. He was like trying to show, but he was going to go. I don't think he was staying. And so, yeah. And the thing is that there's like regular people who think that they're standing up for the rights, who were going to be headed out there, but they don't realize that there's instigators there that are hired by like SOROS to create chaos and drag you into it. And so they are going to stand up for their rights. But the thing is that they don't see things clearly. And so they're just a product of their environment, and they're being caught in a trap. And so, yeah, you got to watch out where you go. And like I had said, whatever, the other day, there has been more of these, and like bars and stuff where people are like, well, people are just out trying to have a good time. Well, that's what the universe is trying to show them. It's like, stop what you're doing, wake up and pay attention in the fucking world. And just mindlessly going through living and trying to have a good time is not what we need to be doing at this point. And I saw this video this morning of this guy, he was doing a stitch of this girl. I've seen so many of these videos by these girls. So many young moms do not like it. They hate it. They don't want to be moms. They don't want their kids. They're sick of their bullshit. There's the whole thing. And I don't know if they entered into motherhood as like a fairy tale, like they thought, oh, this is my answer. And then they found themselves drowning. Like this girl was like, nobody's there to help me. Yeah, that's a part of it. And you're on your own. And the people who do have somebody who is there to help them and watch the kids when they go to the grocery store and stuff like that, that's fucking lucky, man. Because it's not everybody's story. And it was making me think, like when I was a young mom, my glasses, I wore glasses, they were old fashioned. My clothes were too big. Then my clothes fit right. My hair certainly was. Like these women who were all into getting their eyelashes done, their hair done, their nails done, all this fake phony shit. And that they are, I guess, is that they want that upkeep on themselves. And it's like, I don't know, like my clothes were a thrift store. I was having to buy stuff for my kids, and I was not being able to go buy myself new clothes. And so there was a period of time where I wore my husband's shirts all the time. And so I don't know, there's women just, I don't know, it's like a kind of self-indulgence. And another thing that's weird about it too is like when you're going through it and you're being so drained by your kids, and it just seems like, oh my God, this is just so hard, and you don't ever know what to do. They're always testing you, and you're always just like shooting from the hip, like I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's exhausting, but you're there to learn from each other. That's what you're there to learn about yourself. And but the weird thing is about it is it seems like it's never going to end. It seems like this is so hard and I'm stuck here. This is like sitting there thinking 18 years, it seems like forever. And then, they get to be teenagers, it gets worse. And then, but then after it's all said and done and you go past it, all of a sudden you look back and it's like, oh my God, that was so short of a time. That was such a short time of my life. And I just said, it seems like if we could get more into that rhythm of realizing when we're in it, how short it really is. And it's over with so fast. And you really have to, I don't know, there's such a part of like getting on the ride and enjoying the ride, and stop being so, like we always need to be somewhere where we're not, but really get in tune to the part you're playing at the time, what it is you've got going on. And it can be hard. It can definitely be hard and be a struggle, but it's just so weird how you get past and it's like you look back on it. It's like, I wish it was longer. I wish I would have done this different. I wish I would have done that different. I wish I would have been able to sit and relax more. I wish I would have. And one thing too, I think, with some of these moms, because there's so many that are being super challenged too with the, all the disorders. And so many want to get their kids up. Their kids are dangerous, they're violent, and all of that stuff. So some of these women are dealing with a lot harder things than a lot of us dealt with when we, way back before the poisons really set on. And so then but the one thing I see a lot of women, crying and stuff like that. But it's weird because you see some and it's just like lashes, nails, hair, color, new clothes, all this stuff. And which drives the fast fashion, because then they go buy the cheap ass clothes to stay in style. It's like, let it go, man. But then the other thing is what was I seeing? So you have that part, but then you have the other part of, not giving themselves real time. I don't know. I mean, some of the women are making their appointments. Maybe that's their time. But some women are just being consumed and not taking any time to themselves, not having any friends or having any other outlet. And so, I don't know. To me, like, I went to this thing, Mother's Day Out, and it was through a church, and it was a bunch of women, so they were like church women. So I always was in a place where I just never fit in right. But then, and it's plus not fake, and that is something that, I don't know, lots of people don't like that. And then, I mean, people want you just to say the right thing, not say what you really think and stuff. So when you are just real, a lot of people don't like it. And but we would go to that thing, and it would be like there would be a luncheon, and then you'd go and make a craft. And I think that there was childcare. So I think you took your kids, and they went in to play with other kids, and then you went in and had lunch and probably a lecture on God or something. And then you went in and made crafts and stuff. And we made really cool crafts. But it was some, like you need those kind of outlets. You need something that feeds back to you, that you stay, who you are. And creativity is a really good one. So we need more of these like local community outlet centers for young moms and stuff to come in and be able to, have conversations with other adults. I don't know, potlucks even. But, kind of making friends and doing things like, I don't know. I think that stuff has kind of gotten lost, because there used to even be like workout groups, and women would come and bring their babies and work out, and they would all meet up all the time. And so, I don't know. I think we've just gotten out of this kind of community connection kind of way of being kind of united, like bring more young moms together and let them talk about like, how hard it is and stuff, and learn from each other. I don't know. I just like everything has all gone in a bad direction. And that's why it's all going to snap back so hard, because it's all been going in a bad direction for so long. And we just have accepted it. Just like that person showing that house. Oh, is this the American dream? And he's got no freaking yard. It's like, it's the American dream if we allow. Is that our dream? Is that our dream? That's our our hope for the future, just to have our little cubicle home, and then to have a little walkway so we can get outside to get to our car to get to work. It's like, is that how we are going to accept our lives to be? It's like, it's up to us. We're the ones who got to say, I'm not buying that shit. Yeah, fucking tear that house down and give me that yard. These developers are out of fucking control. And yesterday, too, I saw there was a huge temple. It was weird because I was just talking about the temples, but there was a huge temple in China that burned down. It was like 1,200 years old or something, which is like so sad. It was big, too. It said it all burned down. It's like, geez, man. So much weird shit. I keep seeing videos of like volcanoes going. I don't even know if they're really going. People like to go and find old things and then share them and act like it's going on right now. So I don't know. I know there's lots of wacky shit going. I do believe that when Donald says that people are being KILLED, that I think he's not fucking around. And he even said at the end, he said, I'm just being blunt. I'm just telling you the truth. That's what's really going on here. You know, I think you want to know what's really going on, right? And so, yeah, I think that they really are meeting their maker at this time. But they've done a lot of crimes that a lot of people haven't been exposed to yet that are coming. You're going to start seeing. And, you know, the other day I said I watched that movie and it had Nicolas Cage in it. And it was, I still don't remember the name of it. And, but it had, but I could share it if somebody wanted to see it. I could look it up in my history. But but it seemed so pertinent to what this stuff that's going on. This other movie pops up, and yesterday it was so weird too. I think it started in the evening, and then I just turned on the ocean waves. But all day yesterday, I couldn't get a movie to work. Well, it was weird because I put on this old weird movie in the morning and it worked okay. And so, but then all the movies, they were all like looping. Like it was like a movie would be, but it would be like an echo of it. So it was like 5 movies, all layered. So all the movies were like, you know, like when you would go to the movie theater and the film would start messing up and it would start doing a weird thing. So it just kept doing that on everything I put on. Didn't matter if I went off YouTube or went on Prime, and didn't matter what I went on. It just kept doing that and doing that. And so after a while, I just turned the TV off. I was like, fuck, I can't find a single movie that's not doing that. And so I was like, maybe it's the TV. Maybe it's tired. Maybe it needs to be unplugged. So, and then I don't know, because they say all this stuff is the energy and this stuff is going to interfere with things and stuff. So I was like, fuck, I don't fucking know. So I turned the TV off for a long while. And then when I turned it back on, this movie had popped up, and I had seen it pop up, but it was like Charlie Sheen. And I was like, man, I don't know, Charlie Sheen. And then it popped up again. And so I was like, and it was called Arrival. So I was like, okay, I'll fucking watch Charlie Sheen. And so I started watching it. It was another one of these movies that seemed so pertinent to this world. And so in this one, he works at a place they're trying to communicate outside into space, you know, and communicate with other beings to see if there's aliens or whatever. And so they get some kind of communication, and so they get all excited, because these 2 guys, they get all excited. So they are trying to take it into, you know, the authorities or whatever. And then they're acting real weird. So they're being real weird about it. And then they send these beings, these other guys, to come and take all the data. They start making Charlie Sheen out to be crazy, and they start to go after him. This is all what they really do. This is absolutely how this world really works. And so, and they put it in these movies to make it like, you know, far-fetched or fascinating adventure or something. And it's like, no, this is what really goes on. This is the real shit. This is the real deal. And so he's kind of on the run, and they go to the other guy. He's trying to be more compliant with, they want all their stuff. But he's still quite, because they're telling him, oh, it was a spy communication. It wasn't real. It wasn't really from outer space. But Charlie, he's like, no, it didn't have any of the markers. All the markers it was aliens. And so the one guy who was giving him all of the stuff, he was like, he asked him a question when they were leaving, and they were like Men in Black. And so they just left, and they, left him. Well, then they go back when he's at home and take him out. And when they take him out, they blame it on carbon monoxide poisoning. And so he's gone. And Charlie shows up to ask him a question, sees that he's gone. And then I think he knew more and more, like, okay, something weird is going on. He went to try and talk to this one guy, and he was saying he's crazy and stuff like that. So there was like, he was on his own. And this happens all the time to these people, these whistleblowers and stuff, these people who all of a sudden figure something out. And then the authoritative figures that are trying to keep this world the way it is don't stand for it. So he has it is out like in his garage or something. He goes around, he gets everybody's satellite, and he starts using their satellites to try and get this communication. So, and then he has this neighborhood kid show up, and this neighborhood kid's trying to help him or something. And so then they pick up all this same communication, but then he picks up on this Mexican station. So that told him something. So I don't know but he wanted to go to this station. So he takes off to go to Mexico. And he's still got these Men in Black kind of guys after him. And they go in with this weird machine and clear out his whole space. And then but he's in Mexico, so he doesn't even know. So he's trying to find this giant satellite dish because he knew it had to be huge, and he can't find it. And but he's got somebody following him and after him, and all this weird stuff happening. And so it just keeps going and going and leading to where he finally gets to this. He finds this place, and it's all off limits and stuff. And I don't remember what he was doing there. He met up with this other woman who was also having issues, and her stuff was on the warming. And she was seeing a bunch of stuff. And then once they talked, then there was more of like, oh, they're doing this on purpose or something. There was a whole thing in which, they are doing this all fucking bullshit on purpose. And so, so then he is there, and this ground opens, and this giant satellite goes up. So he rises up, and he goes, so he sees where the satellite was coming from. So it's coming from this building, and it was underground, and it came up, and it started going. So then he decides he's going to sneak in there. And once he sneaks in there, then he sees, oh, it's ran by the aliens. The aliens are already here. They're already here. They're already running shit. And they're the ones that are keeping it hidden. And they think we don't take care of our planet anyways, so they can just do whatever the fuck they want. Which is a little bit different, because the ones that are here running us, it is kind of their space. And it isn't really like a planet like what we think. It is like a set stage. And so it's for the show. And so it's more of a stage than it is like a planet. And even when they give us this concept of a planet, we have all these stages. Like all the different places are different realities, different worlds, different realms, like every place is. And we're all more on the same vibration, so we get entry into different ones, but I'm sure that there are certain people who go to certain places who feel very uncomfortable. They're just like, I'm not in alignment with here. I feel super uncomfortable. I shouldn't be here. And then they can blame it on like, well, this is a red state or this is a blue state. I'm not comfortable because I'm not in alignment with this or whatever. But really, it's more of a vibration. And the vibration is more of what that community revolves or resolves, moves around. It's like that world, that reality. And in there, they're trying to form us under this bigger umbrella, but it really is still different realities, and they still interfere with our travel. And so, but once we move past a lot of this stuff, like a lot of the things are going to change, because, it's like, no, we want more than a fucking sidewalk for a yard. We want to have our own space. We will take care of our space. We want to be able to have safe living conditions. We want resources that are available to us to not be charged. These people who think that they own the land and own the resources to be charging us, see, that's a crime. And that's, these people are going down for these things. It's not it's like a clean sweep. So a lot of these people are just being swept out of our reality. And then the more negative that falls away, the more positive that it's like more positive conversation. It's like you think of it like a party, and you're at a party and there's somebody in there just hogging the conversation, and they're just negative, they're just hateful, everything sucks, and government just going off, which I've probably been that person before. And so then that negativity leaves. They leave the party, and then all these other energies can start seeping out. And some of them may be like to discuss what they were saying of, well, I don't see it that way. I don't think that's the truth or whatever. But a different range comes in. So that is kind of what's going on in the macro, is that these really toxic energies, these really negative energies are receding, and that's opening up more for positive energy. And so it's going to continue to grow and positive, but there's a lot of people who have that sense of uneasy because they carry a lot of toxic energy and they don't realize it. But that's why you have to be more in tune to yourself in this opportunity of clearing, so that you can get more in tune with the positive energy, because that's where a lot of people are going to feel really uncomfortable and uneasy, especially when shit flips, because like they feel so more, even though they say they feel uncomfortable, it is still that they have built themselves off of the upside down. So we're in the upside down, and which I was shown something about that the other day. It was something with reflection. It was really interesting, because it was all of a sudden I saw it was like, oh, wow, yeah. Kind of like, something with the reflection, something with the mirror. It's not like, it's like the both sides. It's like the two sides. I don't know. I can't see it clearly like how I was seeing it, but it isn't like, it's the upside down is just the reflection of the right side up. It's just the more negative aspect of it. So it's the two sides. It's just like we're two sides. It's two sides. And so we've been focused on our own negative, we've been in our own negativity, But the world has been in this negative, and we've allowed it. We've allowed the negative to grow, and we don't question it. We just are dutiful little robots, and which we've been trained to be, but it's not in alignment with our soul. And as the universe pushes your soul to awaken, it makes you feel more out of alignment. But that's the problem with a lot of people who are disconnected from their soul or disconnected from the communication. And so they become more uneasy and more uneasy. But so we're in the negative. There's lots of people who find themselves being comfortable in the negative, and then want the rest of us to comply and make it, like, well, that's just the way it is. That's the way it's done. And then, but those of us who see different and see more and are connected to our soul, we know that this isn't right. This isn't right, and we don't have to live this way. We can live differently, but we have to pull ourselves free. And that's what's going to flip it into, like, the balance is going to change, because the negative is being taken out. And so the balance is going to flip. So we're going to be into the positive more, into the light. And that is going from the upside down into the right side up. But so all these people, I've said this before, but is all these people who are comfortable in the upside down are going to be very, very uncomfortable when it goes right side up. And another thing about Charlie Sheen, though, because now he's gay, now he's got a fella, but I was thinking, when I was watching this movie, I was thinking, man, that guy, he got diagnosed not as long ago as Magic. Magic, I mean, I think he's still going. He was diagnosed back in the fucking 80s, man. And so I don't know what's up with all that. But Charlie, too, he was diagnosed in fucking, I swear to God, it was like 10 years ago. It could have been more. So it's like, what are they? Because I see these people who are, I mean, it's the same thing as it was back in the 80s. Some of these people, they're getting it and they're sick like boom. And they're sick and they're fucking skinny sores. They go straight into the H and the I and the V. They go right into it. And are dying. So I don't know, man. Especially like you think like Charlie. He had such an unhealthy lifestyle. Like he drank too much. I think he did drugs. I think he was pretty outspoken about it. He just does drinking, drugs, and sex all the time. And so now it is, you'd think he would be really sickly. But, apparently he's fine. He's out, with his new boyfriend. So, I don't know. It's just weird. But I don't know if they get access to different things than we do, but there's a lot of people, like, you look at some of those people in Hollywood, and it's just like, they've all got these sicknesses. Why would Michael J. Fox be having access to something? Why would they let him get so sick? Is he even really sick? Is he pretending? Like, fuck, man. I don't know. Everything is so strange. It's just so weird. But I guess that's the distortion in the upside down. But things are clear. There's more clarity in the right side up. And it is the same thing as like in the dark, where there's distortion when you look at things. And in the light, there's clarity. You can see things clearly. And so, but the dark has had such a creation over people becoming so fake and phony and not being real or authentic and not even understanding the value of authenticity and the necessity of being comfortable with yourself to be yourself, to show yourself, to be real, and the work and the challenge that it takes to get to that point, and where to so many people, it just, create this fake persona of self, the idea, the concept of themselves, and then to push that. But you'll know if it's you or it's not you because of how you feel. If you, like, to me, if I try and be something I'm not, I'll feel like a big ass, fake, phony ass. And it will bother me. Sometimes, even when I'm doing this, I feel like this makes me seem like I'm, like it's a snippet. Like, I still fucking lose my mind sometimes. I still fucking scream my head off. Yesterday, fucking Ruthie goes insane. Like, before, when I was saying Archie was would go all gremlin, which now he's being like this big. He's way more into the playing with her because of his age. But he is way more of the mature one out of the two of them. And he's constantly getting, like, she's crazy. She's crazy. And where yesterday I was even like, fuck, man. I started looking up, like, like, what do you do if you have an aggressive puppy? How do you train him out of this? Because I'm, like, grabbing her by the nape of the neck, like, mother. And she's pretty big. And I'm grabbing her and, like, trying to really be, like, forceful with her. One day I took her down on the ground and held her down. And was like, showing dominance over her. It's like, you're not the fucking one in charge, bitch. So, but she can just be like, if what she wants, she will just take it. And they've got baskets of toys. So one of them goes and gets a toy. None of the other toys are what she wants. She only wants the toy they have. And she will fucking attack them. And she fucking keeps attacking Max. And Max is so passive, and he's just really getting depressed, I think. Like yesterday, he just wanted to stay in the crate. He's just like, no, I'm just going to stay out here. I just want to be away from her. She's fucking going to be a wicked-ass bitch, man. And so when she attacks him, and it seems vicious, like it's fucking insane. And so, anyways, and Stella tries to get the situation under control too. But anyways, yeah, I mean, my eyeballs are popping out of my head, and I'm screaming and acting like a crazy person, grabbing her by the back of the thing. I put her outside. It's like, fuck, I don't even know what to fucking do. And I put her outside, and I wouldn't let her come back in. And I went and I fed them, tried to calm this whole thing down and stuff. And then I made her eat by herself, and which she's gotten better on that. But still, if Max goes over by her while she's, because she'll be eating her food, then she wants to take off, go around and see, has anybody dropped anything? Am I going to get somebody else's food? And I'm always like, no, get over there and eat your own food. And then everything has to be guarded. Like, I have to stand there like fucking military. And then, Max, if he moseys over, and he'll forget, he'll go through this, and then in a couple of weeks, he'll be like, oh, we'll do it again. But right now, when he starts going over there, like, they're a bunch of scrounges, man. I swear to God, and it doesn't matter how much you feed them. They just want more and more and more and more. And so he will mosey over there by her food, and she'll fucking attack him. She will fucking... And it's like she'll jump on the back of him and grab him it seems like she'll grab him by the side of the neck or something. And then, I swear to God, she had his face, his lip and stuff in her mouth the other day. And, so anyways, there's been a bunch of these attacks. So I'm trying to figure that out. But she doesn't, like, she wants to roll up next to me and curl up on my lap. And she knows when she's being bad, because she gets all like, but she is, I don't know, she's trying to fight against her impulses. And yesterday too, I was thinking, oh, she's doing so good. It's going to be day 3, no accidents. Then I go and take a shower. So what does she do? Go in and freaking pee all over Stella's ginormous fucking dog bed. Oh my God. And so I was such a pain in the ass to try and get all that off, and it's full of fucking pee. And I just got out of the shower. I was fucking pissed. And so get that off, go wash it. When I go in there, then I see, oh, there's another accident I didn't see. So it seemed like she was doing good, and she is learning the bells, but she's not doing them like perfectly. She is learning it, but the other guys, they haven't learned them, so maybe they'll start learning the bells too. As Archie, if he's got to go, he'll just start dancing back and forth, come up and stare at me, and come over here, stare. It's like, dude, what are you doing? And then it's like, do you need to go outside? Then he gets all like, yes, yes. It's like, so anyways, it'd be so handy if they'd all get on board with the bells. Like, if you ever get a puppy, teach them the bells right off the bat. It's so simple. You just hang the bells by the door every time you're going to go out, and you say outside or potty. Is I'll do both. We outside potty, come on, outside potty, and shake the bells. And then after a while, they go up and they start hitting the bells, and that means I got to go outside and go potty. So you just keep teaching them what it means, outside potty, outside potty. And then they go up and just ring the bells, and then it's real simple. Otherwise, you got them just like, well, I think I'm just going to pee right here. I don't know what else to do. It's like, dude, tell me you got to go outside. So, anyways, that's, so when I'm sitting here doing this and talking and stuff, sometimes in the middle of the day when I'm losing my mind, I'll feel like, God, I'm the biggest fucking phony in the world. So I can't stand to feel like a phony. And even in my dream last night, it was bothering me so much that I'm coming out of it. I'm like, why would I take this lady's stuff? Like, what is wrong with me? It's like, I had to keep telling myself, it was just a dream. It was a dream. But it's like, but it was a reason. There was something about this reason. And was I replaying something from a past life? Was there something, was there something I did to these women in a past life? Like, fuck if I know. It was weird as shit. And how deep it was like bothering me so much. But also, yeah, totally when I'm losing my mind and trying to control this crazed puppy who's fucking, I swear to God, she's 50 or 60 pounds. And she goes goddamn insane. And she constantly, oh, that's where I saw her jump too. The other day where I said, well, she can jump too, is she was on one side of the couch outside, because one of those little outdoor furniture couches, and she fucking jumped over it to try and get Archie. I was like, son of a bitch. Oh yeah, last night this was terrorizing, man. So they're all conked out, and I was laying there and I was starting to go to sleep. I'd stayed up and watched this movie, Arrival, and so I'm thinking about, the aliens controlling this place and all this stuff, and people have no idea, and all this, and they're the ones that don't like us, but there's other ones that do. Like, it's not just that all aliens don't like us or something. And so anyways, I'm laying there, and all of a sudden the fucking outdoors, the coyotes, and I was like, this is so motherfucking creepy. And it was reminding me of in that movie Lost Boys, this scene kept coming into my head that is, I swear they're on a bridge, and then they all start jumping off the bridge, and the one guy who isn't a vampire, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and so they all start jumping off the bridge, but these sounds that they're making, like this yip yip you, all this kind of like excitement, kind of crazy kind of sound, that is what it sounded like. It was so creepy. I was like, oh my fucking God. These damn coyotes are they're a whole nother level, man. This is creepy as fuck. And it sounded like they were right outside this door. And they just kept going and going and going. And I kept feeling like, these motherfucking werewolves. They're about to open the fucking door and come in. And I was so glad the dogs kept sleeping through it, because it was really giving me like a heart attack. Because I was even now like, fuck, man. I cannot just let Archie even though we have a fenced in yard, they're right out here. I don't know where the fuck. And in one of the noises they were making, I was definitely that lure sound that I had heard a few of the nights, where it's like, it sounds like a hurt animal. That's a definite fucking lure. They are definitely trying to lure my dogs or some animal over there to this injured animal or something. And but it's really the coyotes, and they fucking come in and attack you. And so anyways, now I'm all creeped out all over again, and it just sounded so much like something out of a creepy ass movie, and like werewolves or this vampires or something, and they were just out there just yipping, and oh my God, like they were so excited, and they were just like singing to each other or something. And I kept on trying to figure out, like, how many is that? And I was thinking there's got to be at least 10. And I don't know, maybe there's less than 10, but it sounded like there had to be 10. And it was like a fucking party. And I swear to God, it was giving me such an uneasy feeling. I was so scared for the dogs. And I was also so freaked out. Like, I swear to God, it felt like they were just going to open the door and come walking in, and they were going to be on 2 feet. Like these fucking giant werewolves or something. It was creepy as fuck, man. I'm telling you. Everything is so weird right now. The world is so weird. God, I cannot wait for it to flip. I hope that tomorrow he does bring out this motherfucking list. I hope that flips us. Wish this fucking Atlas would fucking land. I wish some motherfucking thing would happen to flip this shit, man. Get us into the light. The dark is motherfucking creepy. And it's got so much craziness in it. And I don't know. As I was sitting there thinking, well, when we go like into this, I don't think it's not like we're going to just go right directly into this new world. It's not like we're going to just all of a sudden the lights are going to come on and we're going to be in this, new world. And but I can't imagine that there's going to be like coyotes and flies and some of these things. I don't think that they're going to be in this new world. It's going to be so much more like butterflies and dragonflies and fairies, and it's going to be so much more all like light, and all the light that can get along, all the beings that can get along. And it's going to be more, it's not going to be animals eating each other and stuff. It's not going to be like this. This is a different energy. But I don't think it's going to be like immediate, like all of a sudden, it's going to be, I don't know. I would think kind of like when the lights come on, it's going to be a huge awakening for a lot of people. And people are going to become very uneasy, and they're going to see themselves, and they're not going to like what they see. And they're going to feel stuck. They're not going to know how to even figure who they are. They're going to be really stuck on the creation of self. And so they're going to be overwhelmed by all of the misinformation and this world and stuff like that. So there's going to be a mass doing themselves in. There's going to be a whole lot of that. And then, because it's like taking the easy way out, which is this other woman who, she talks kind of like me and says a lot of the same stuff. And I've seen her a couple times. She's older. She may be my age, but she carries herself like, she's got a little short hair. I don't know. She looks older. And so she also said the same thing about the suicide thing as what I have said, is that a lot of souls, they choose that, but then it's like a choice that they keep making. It like keeps them like in the entanglement, and you have to pull out and do something different. So a lot of them are gonna, take that route because it's something that's familiar. It's like, I got to get out of here. And so, but then once they get to the other side, that's when they'll, they could have a different thing about it. Well, probably will have a different thing about it then. They'll be like, why did I do that? And so they can still keep learning. But there is going to be definitely, some souls that are going to go to the negative, and some that are going to go to the positive. And then there's going to be everything in between. But there's going to be a definite positive world that is going to be like rainbows and flowers and beautiful and happy and quaint and calm and peaceful. It's not going to be like, can I go out my doors? A grizzly bear going to eat me? Which there's these people, I keep seeing them live in Alaska, and they keep showing all these polar bears out there doing something. It's like, fuck, man. Those things will fucking just chomp you down. There's a lot of things out there that'll just eat us, besides some of these alien beings is what we call aliens, but they're just other beings, but other dimensional beings and stuff. So, and they also showed about the shape-shifting thing, and it was in the movie Arrival, that it was a machine. So they would go through this machine, and it would put like this bodysuit over them, kind of, so then they could go out and look like one of us. So I don't know if it is shape-shifting, if it is some kind of, they go through some kind of machine so that they can look like us, maybe a whole bunch of different things. And so anyways, but they're definitely out there. They're definitely around us, and they're definitely in politics and stuff. They definitely have been running the world. So but anyways, I don't think we're going to be in a place. We'll have to go through like this, it will be like the transition is still going, but it's going to be a little bit more intense because there's going to be a lot more people, and there's going to be a lot more sadness, kind of like they're going to be sad or confused or something. So all that energy will have to clear. And then once that energy clears, then it seems that, I don't know if it's like a slow build up to this better world, or if it's just because there's something abrupt, definitely, that's going to happen. And I just don't know if the abrupt thing happens and it leads to this other stuff to start shuffling things. But there's going to be an abrupt thing that's going to, there's going to still be, at the abrupt thing, there's still going to be a lot of people that go with the abrupt thing. That's why it always seems like, to me, it's going to be a natural disaster. So some disaster happens, a whole bunch of people leave, it traumatizes a bunch of people, and everybody starts scrambling and shifting and having different things happen. So I don't know. I can't imagine that him coming out with a list of all the people who have been taken out for their crimes. I think that was just going to make some people just go deeper into their TDS. So I don't know. Fuck, who knows? Who knows what's to come? It can be a whole bunch of things, and it's still coming. Still coming. I wish that, I think that 2000 is just really weak ass. It really is, like, but there's going to be a lot more ahead. But also, we're not going to need as much more, because there's going to be a lot of things that we're not going to have to pay for that we have to pay for now. So it isn't, I mean, 2000 will go way further when you're not having to pay a house payment, car payment, any of your electric, any of that stuff, insurance, all of the bullshit stuff. So, you know, $2,000 would go a lot further. And then if they do a reevaluation, I still don't know that it would be able to, like, buy a camper or I don't know, they'd be able to buy a hover car. I don't even know if you could buy a fucking used car. I don't even know what you can get for $2,000. I mean, they've got everything so inflated. So, I don't know. Maybe when he sends out the 2,000, which, hurry the fuck up, man. We're already in halfway through November. Hurry up. If they have to, if it were really closely, that's when the cars will crash, and 2,000 would buy a new car. I fucking don't know. That's why I keep thinking, what would I do? What would I do for the $2,000? And because at first I was like, well, I guess sewing machine, some fabric, redo my chair, because that's about what it's at. And then I was like, well, my car could be broke down, so I may have to fix that. And I was like, well, I really want to travel, so maybe I should get a camper, but that wouldn't be enough for that. And if I got a camper, I would probably need a different car to pull it, unless I got an RV. And so I'm just going through all these things. I'm like, $2,000 is not going to go far. It's not going to go far at all. And so, I mean, it will be much more of a get out of debt kind of, you know, card. So, or funds. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's just drags and drags. But I'm telling you, my hair is definitely changing. Yesterday when I took a shower and I got out, I was like, oh my God, it's changing so much. So I just want to make sure and keep saying it, because I feel like all of a sudden when it is darker, then there would be people would be like, oh, you colored it. No way. And because people don't realize, like, minerals are the fountain of youth. That is what we need. That's what we're being starved of. So we need more minerals. And when you, like, I had no idea that I would be this deficient in iron, that it would make this much difference. Because I even drink, I have an iron fish, and I cook in a cast iron, and I have an iron fish in my teapot. And so I thought I was getting a lot of iron. And then being here, though, and having that, then it's like, oh my gosh, obviously I still have like an iron deficiency, because this is making a big difference on my hair. Ironing, the ironing boards, you know what that's all about. So anyways, oh yeah, my tooth, which I've been being so careful as to not be like gritting my jaw and stuff, because it's so sensitive. Anyways, I don't know. It's just this tooth thing is fucking up and down. Like, you have to, like, there is that thing, you know, of the just fix it quick. I think we're so used to that when stuff like this goes for long, it's like, son of a bitch, man, this is some fuckery. So anyways, it's all it's like that dark spot. I don't know, this is just taking so long. I really thought it would be quicker. everything. But yesterday I was I did see a whole bunch of hair again. So there is new hairs coming. And I don't know which thing is be the well. I don't know. So I don't know if it is, because I've been doing that pumpkin seed oil. Yeah, what is that? Pumpkin seed oil pills too. So I don't know. I have no idea. So anyways, but we'll see. We'll see what this day brings us. I wish it would bring us some freaking money. I could use it right now. It was so weird too. Is that the other day I got my check, and I paid my stuff, and then I went to the store, and I always spend more at the grocery store than I think I'm going to spend. And so then I wasn't sure though, so I kept looking at my balance and looking. It was like, okay, everything's out. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But I kept thinking, man, it should be less though. But I kept going through it, and I'm being like, nope, this is out. So what could be? Like, how could it be? And so it was showing everything was out, and it was showing it had $337, which there was a couple of auto payment things that were going to be coming out. So I was like, okay, well, I should still have a little bit of money to go to the farmer's market or whatever. And then, and so then, yeah, it was yesterday or the day before. So what is today? Thursday? So maybe it was Tuesday, which it is weird that Tuesday was Veterans Day all of a sudden. It's like, that is weird. Because it used to always be on a Monday. Not my hair. And so so that was weird, where people are like, oh, we're in a new timeline or something. I don't know. Still so much weird shit. But but so then all of a sudden, it was like Tuesday, it was all the same stuff, but all of a sudden my balance was different. And so now I don't have enough for my payments that I got to make. It's like, what in the world? What? Oh, God. It's just so frustrating. So, anyways, it's just bullshit all the motherfucking time. It's like my fucking hair is about to drive me crazy. So, anyways, and I have no idea. I have no idea how everything was out and how the balance was one thing. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, now the stuff is out, but the balance is $200 less. It's like, what? What? How, where? I was going through trying to look. What could it be? I don't see anything that is different, so I don't know. It's like, what in the absurd bullshit. It's so aggravating, I swear to God. I don't know. It's just, to me, more confirmation the banking system is just fucking nonsense. This whole fucking thing. It's like, and we're always all strapped down to the fucking penny. And then usually you need more to even get through whatever it is that you got to get through. It's like, it's just draining, man. This whole fucking thing. Just draining. And so, yeah, I'm not going to pretend like it's not. I'm not going to pretend like, oh no. Love and light, people, love and light. It's like, feel your feelings. Feel your feelings. Be real. Be authentic. Process through and try and understand yourself. Let go of shit. And just keep moving. Keep on moving. Especially when the energy and shit is moving fast. We got to keep up. And there's a lot to keep up with. So you just got to keep on letting go of shit. And so, but you can't let go of something you won't face. So you got to face the bullshit. And you got to be real about it. Like, don't pretend like something doesn't bother you. If something bothers you, be real about it. Like, fuck yeah, this is some fuckery. There's a lot of fuckery going on. And I think that for people to pretend like it's not bothering them is like, what are you trying to pretend to be? A robot? Somebody who doesn't have emotions? Because this is our opportunity to face our emotions, to understand our emotions. But that doesn't mean you need to shame them all. That means you're a bad person. That's where you start finding your own judgment. Why is somebody a bad person? Because they have emotions. Why are you a bad person? Because you feel. So, anyways, I say it's more important to be real and be honest and just figure it out as it comes. So, but I'm telling you to focus on just hating yourself and beating yourself down and you're a horrible person every day, which you can feel like that. Man, yesterday I was sitting there feeling, God, I'm fucking hideous. I don't like myself. My tattoos are hideous. I was like really feeling so like, God. And you know, I don't know if it's just like a part of the whole thing. You just can't stay there. You got to kind of talk yourself out of hating yourself sometimes. Like, you're not that bad. Come on. Give yourself a break. So don't get all caught up in the being down on yourself because it's easy to get there. It's easy to stay there. So, but it's not productive. It's not helpful because everything that we're doing here is to learn how to love ourselves. It's learn how to let go of shit. Learn how to, to accept yourself. It's important. So learn how to love yourself. Learn how to accept yourself. But learn how to love yourself. Learn how to love everybody else. And learn how to have the day you want to have. Because that's what we're here to learn, I think. So anyways, but we'll see what this day brings us. See the challenges that it brings us this day. And then we will talk about it tomorrow. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.